when we started getting into Unity and like building something I can see happen, that's when I started like, this is what I want to do. I like this. It's fun. I enjoy it.
This was the first time where it was something I was doing to really enhance my future. I was gonna be a tattoo artist if I didn't find CodeStack.
The thing I'm most proud about right now is getting to this point, this moment, graduation, and being able to say with confidence that I am a coder.
When I graduate, to be honest, I'm just looking for a cool place to work. I think CodeStack would even be an awesome place for me to work, honestly. You guys probably like it here, right? Are you guys CodeStack employees, right?
Yes.
Joining CodeStack Academy is a great decision because you build from the ground up. From having zero knowledge, they teach you straight from the beginning and just to be able to make something that worked like to a full extent.
I was born in Manteca, grew up in Ripon, moved out to San Francisco, go to San Francisco State, dropped out because computer science at university kind of made me lose the love of programming. So I took 3 years of just nothing and then came back to attend CodeStack. It felt so good to be back into it and actually first week hit the ground running, and I think I did more programming in the first 2 weeks than I did my entire first 6 months of university.
I had no experience in nothing. I had no experience, so it was really hard going through it all, but I understand it. My teachers, my teammates made it really easy for me, and that's why I'm still here. It's really good. I learn a lot. It blows my mind every time I learn something new.
We do this thing called Code Wars. You get a prompt and you solve that prompt. And there's this problem called the Fibonacci sequence. And I wasn't familiar at all with it, and I looked up how to do the math, and being able to code that problem out, it took me 4 hours. It was like maybe 30 lines of code. But the feeling of completing that problem, it was almost like a rush of euphoria. And I think that might have been like the aha moment of CodeStack for me.
I like the process of like when I can't figure something out and I feel like I'm failing, giving it my best and like researching what I have to do to make this work. Because once I figure it out, it's a really good feeling. And that feeling kind of becomes addicting. So I kind of look forward to failure, because when I reach a point where I can't overcome something or I feel like I can't, I just remind myself to just keep trying, remind myself to keep trying. And yeah, once I figure it out, it's very rewarding.
I believe it's definitely important to challenge yourself, because if you don't challenge yourself, then you're just going to stay confined in your box that you have. If you challenge yourself, you're definitely going to see yourself grow into a person you didn't know you think you could grow into. But at the end of the day, you have to be willing to put in the work, because if you don't grind, you don't shine. So simple as that.
Oh, I spend a lot of time outside of class working on the projects. And the cool thing is a lot of the projects are set up in a way where there's always extra work you could put in, and it's not necessarily required, but you get so into it and you want to make things better and you don't even realize it, but you've gone from like point A to point B and you're just amazed at the work you put in.
I would say my favorite part about the Academy was definitely meeting new people who have the same interests as you do. Like finding people who liked anime and like video games and like the same language, having a team and trying to like communicate with everyone on like what's going on, and it was cool. It was really cool.
After CodeStack, finishing this internship, I'm going to be working with the night class. I'm going to be teaching people who are older than me. That's super intimidating. I never really even thought about teaching, ever. I didn't think I would be able to. Now that I'm building my communication skills and my social skills, it gives me even more time to really reach out and form connections. And I think developing my ability to speak to people is really important for my future, even if I didn't code for the rest of my life.
I want to say my favorite thing that I actually learned while at CodeStack was how to build real-life apps from the ground up. From the thought process with like Figma prototypes to like learning the front end, the HTML, to the back end, the C#, putting that all together and being able to actually walk out and make a full app from nothing is the best part. It's actually kind of dangerous. I get like a God complex and I feel like I can do anything, but it's just an amazing feeling to see your app come to life and for others to look at it and say, wow, this is like a really cool thing I can use. It's amazing to see and feel that.
Before CodeStack, I worked at Comcast. So my commute every day was, I needed to get to work at 8 a.m. So I would have to leave around 5:30. Having a commute, it takes away family time. So what inspired me to do coding was I was just kind of like thinking about what I could do for like remote work. Someone who inspired me was this YouTuber named Chris Sean, and just seeing like the kind of work and inspiration that he did for people. I started looking around to see what was in the Valley, and I saw this ad on Facebook for CodeStack Academy. So I just, I hopped in, and having the opportunity here and spending more time with my kids, I'm helping my wife more, and has been a very positive change in our lives.
My wife will ask me every day, how do you feel? Is it good? Is it bad? I was like, it's challenging because I've been probably out of the learning system for about 10 years. There's a lot of challenge to it. You gotta put the work, you have to put the hours, you have to read. And more than theoretical knowledge, you have to apply the knowledge to what you want to do, right? And then there will be a lot of trial and error, but as you go, you make it happen. And I will show her what I will do every day, and she'll be like, "But you understand what you're doing?" I was like, I do understand what I'm doing. I can do it myself. I can just build it. It's been awesome, but it takes will. If you have the will, you will make it.
One of my favorite things about CodeStack is actually the fact that it is based in Stockton. Generally in our area, not a lot of people have things they want to do. Even me coming out of high school, a lot of the people that I was surrounded by, they didn't really have a lot of goals or aspirations. And even things like this, I think back in the day, I would have never believed that I could do this. And I think it's important because there are so many people, within these areas who don't necessarily go into these careers. And I love that we're doing the education and we're doing the training for our community specifically.
A lot of my alternatives were either online, like purely online and mostly self-driven, which wasn't a great fit for my personality and my learning style, or relocating to somewhere where it just would have been like, I just wouldn't have been able to do it, right? If I were having to still try to teach myself, like I wouldn't have gotten this far. If I would had to have saved up to, move to San Francisco or one of these other tech hubs that were hosting boot camps, I'd still be working and saving, right? As opposed to being here in this chair, about to graduate, ready to move on to the next phase of my careers, right? And so it's really nice to be able to have that here in Stockton. Not just for me, I'm sure, a lot of the other students, both past, present, and future, all feel the same.